In the very competitive space of LLC formation services, LegalZoom stands tall as the giant in the industry. But does being the biggest mean it's worth the premium price tag? Sure, they offer the assurances of using a business with a big name in the industry, but could there be better and lower cost options for your LLC formation needs? Let's find out, shall we? Before we get started, why should you listen to this video versus the many others out there? Is that while there are some good ones, there are also hordes of influencers who are drawn to the money they may make recommending LLC services to you. I'll be the first to say that if you haven't done the research yet, the LLC may actually not be the best business structure for you. And I've also helped a lot of people set up their LLCs, both with LegalZoom and directly with the state. And I'm going to dig into what many of these influencers are going to try to sell you on later and what recommendations I'm going to have instead. With that out of the way, I'm going to give you 6 things that I think are important to someone starting their first LLC with LegalZoom. And starting with number 1, not unlike any of the other entity formation services, if you need your LLC formed, LegalZoom is going to do the work. Look, they've claimed to have helped over 4 million businesses. And that's a lot. So by now, they probably know what they're doing. They aren't the highest ranked service when looking at customer reviews online, but they have actually improved dramatically over last year when I reviewed them. You will also see complaints for fraudulent charges and unknown subscriptions. And while I can't guarantee they aren't going to rip you off, what I see in most of these negative reviews are people who signed up for services with LegalZoom and didn't know exactly what they were signing up for. And I feel like LegalZoom is pretty upfront on showing what services have recurring subscriptions, but let's be honest here, there are a lot of new things going on when setting up a new business, and it can be easy to miss signing up for a subscription as there are quite a few of them. The second thing to mention is that LegalZoom has their 100% satisfaction guarantee, which means if they make a mistake or you're just not happy with their service, you can get your money back. Just know that this guarantee only covers LegalZoom's fees and not any state fees. Third, LegalZoom, like Zen Business, another popular LLC formation service, has a very thorough process of setting up an LLC. But because of the lengthy process and a bunch of upsells, because they offer so many different add-on services, it takes a bit longer to complete the process compared to some other services. And I get that this is a very subjective knock on LegalZoom and Zen Business too, but because while I've helped a lot of people start their LLCs, someone doing theirs for the first time may find extra assurances in this. Number 4, LegalZoom's customer service is open during the week and Saturday, which is good for someone using their weekend to launch their business. LegalZoom offers a Sunday service. While busy, another popular entity formation service is only open during the week. Now, you probably won't need their customer service, but it's nice to know that you have somebody that you can contact just in case you run into trouble. And while not scientific, I have contacted LegalZoom's customer service with some test questions and just to see how they worked out. The responses were okay, nothing to write home about. I guess if you were actually writing home about someone's legal services, I guess. The 5th item is, and this is one that really irks me, but there are a few other formation services that do this too, is that in the free plan, LegalZoom will hold your order for up to 14 business days unless you pay extra. This is in addition to the time it takes for the state to process the paperwork. This is longer compared to any of the others, and in my opinion, completely unnecessary. They do conveniently also offer rush filing for an additional cost to speed things up, though. The last item is that beyond just forming your LLC, LegalZoom offers a bunch of other legal services. Need to trademark your brand? Plan your estate. Hey, they've got you covered. With some of their services, especially with trademarks or patents, I really do recommend going with a specialized attorney because there's a lot of mistakes that you can make here. But if you like to stick with one place to do a lot of basic legal stuff, LegalZoom is the leader here. The biggest problem, though, that I have with LegalZoom and their add-on services is that they charge a lot of money for many of their services. I mean, being the biggest name is one thing, but having the biggest costs are another. I'll give you two examples of their more popular LLC add-on services. Let's start with the registered agent. And yes, every LLC will need to appoint a registered agent. And whether it's you or a registered agent service, someone will need to be named to accept the important legal paperwork. Many other LLC formation services include a free registered agent at no cost in the first year and only charge around $120 or so each year after that. While LegalZoom, they charge $249 annually. And this is a stupid amount of money to charge for what is essentially a fancy mail service. Another expensive option is their total compliance service, which is basically them filling out your LLC annual report for $280 a year. This is also crazy because while most states have an annual filing, some states only require filing every other year, but LegalZoom will still charge you annually. And this form is super easy to fill out. And I get that it's nice to have someone take care of state forms, but this is just crazy expensive. Okay, I've gone over my notes about LegalZoom's service, and if you're still with me and interested in using them, let's get into their three plans that they offer, which are the basic, the pro, and the premium. Starting with the basic plan, which is about as straightforward as it gets, is where LegalZoom files the LLC paperwork with your state, and you only cover the state filing fees, which depending on your state is going to be between $40 and $500. This plan is perfect for someone who just wants guidance through the LLC formation process without the extra services to make sure it was filed right. It includes filing the articles of organization and checks to ensure your business name is available because each state requires a unique LLC name. Plus, you'll receive a digital welcome packet with a step-by-step checklist for what to do after you get the LLC registered, and they also throw in a free website through Wix, though this really isn't much of a bonus since you can just sign up for a free one yourself outside of LegalZoom. Moving on to the Pro package, which is priced at $249 plus state fees, this package builds on the basic offering and includes an operating agreement, EIN registration, business license research package, and adds phone customer support on top of the email-only support that comes in the free plan. So this gives you a little more hands-on help should you need it. I can show you over at Startup 101 how to apply for your EIN yourself at no cost through the IRS. So the only thing that I really see of real value in this plan is their business research package. But you can actually add this to the basic plan for only $99. Last, the premium package at $299 plus state fees includes everything in the Pro package, plus a few extras like 30 days of guidance from a business attorney, one copyright registration per month. It's important to note that these added services become subscriptions after the first 30 days, and I think this is why there are so many complaints about unwanted subscriptions. LegalZoom doesn't hide the fact that these are free only for the first 30 days, but if you're not interested in continuing, canceling before the end of 30 days is key, obviously. So which package stands out to me as the best choice? I do want to say I've watched a lot of videos about LegalZoom and their LLC formation package, and many, or most, of them are going to tell you how great the Pro and Premium packages are. And while they may be, many of these additional services are free or at a lower cost elsewhere. And as you might imagine, the commission to recommend a higher price package is much higher than the free basic plan. But going with the free plan and using the a la carte approach if you only need an extra service or two is the best value in my opinion. I can see for some people who are starting their first business being drawn to the peace of mind they would get with using a big company like LegalZoom and the additional support and extra services that come in the Pro and Premium packages. But will you actually use that extra support? Going off of my experience when working with business owners, signing up with LegalZoom is probably not. Also, while on the subject of talking you out of going with those expensive LegalZoom packages, unlike the people influencing someone to use an entity formation service like LegalZoom, did you know that you can do all of this yourself without an attorney or entity formation service? If you want to learn how, I have free guides for starting an LLC for each state at startup101.com. And I get that some people don't want to deal with an outdated state website, though actually some are quite good. I would much rather let you know that you have options so that you can make an informed decision. I'll leave you a link in the comments if you want to learn how to do all of this yourself. So, if you decide to use an entity formation service, LegalZoom really isn't a bad choice to form your LLC. They've been around for a long time, and in addition to LLC formations, they offer a ton of other services. All of these are good things, but because of the high prices of many of their add-on services, if you need anything other than the basic plan, I would actually recommend Busy because they offer a free LLC formation, a free registered agent in the first year, and have some of the best prices for their add-on services. Zen Business is another very good formation service. Their add-ons are expensive, though not as bad as LegalZoom, mind you, but I actually think their customer service is a little bit better. If you don't mind paying a little bit, Northwest is actually my top choice because they don't hit you with a ton of upsells, and those that they do are pretty well priced. They cost $39 plus the state fees, and here you get some extra privacy benefits that none of the other formation services provide that many people are going to find valuable. So there you have it. I hope this review was helpful. If you have any questions, I've worked with well over 2,000 people starting and growing their businesses. So if you have a question, I'm happy to answer it and help you the best that I can. Thanks for watching. Oh, and if this video was helpful, please consider liking and subscribing to it. Also, I would love to hear if you went with LegalZoom or if you did something else and why, along with your experiences, as this may actually help someone else who's making their decision. Thanks for watching.